What's up guys, RussLyman here, and have you ever wondered what it takes to build a Turtles arcade cabinet? Well, my buddy Jay did just that. Let's check it out.
Well, my name is Jayzilla, that's my name, and I remember being a kid and having a couple Transformers toys and Masters of the Universe toys, but I don't know, not really being super into them. And then I believe Real Ghostbusters came out, and then I got super into that. And then Ninja Turtles came out right after that. And that's the first show I remember every day sitting in front of the TV watching every new episode. I knew the schedule, like I knew when things were on. I'm pretty sure I watched the show, and then my mom took me to the store and let me pick out my first Ninja Turtle figure. And Raphael was the first one that I picked out.
Nice.
He looked the angriest, he had the best face, yeah, I picked him, and then as the week went on, I think, or weeks went on, we went and picked up the rest of them.
Show me! The Turtles and their portable pizza thrower triumph again! Why are we so happy? We just lost our lunch!
Sure, yeah, it was the NES one. I remember that came out. I had a Nintendo, but it only came with Mario. That's all I had. And then I think Turtles might have been one of the first ones I got. I know it was really early because I remember playing it and being like, something's not right. This game isn't amazing, but I really, really like it, and the music is good. And it's funny, with my Ninja Turtles game, it like disappeared one day. It was completely missing.
Yeah.
And then like 2 weeks later, I found it in front of my friend's house in his driveway. He like walks up to me and he's like, "Hey, look what I see here on the road." And I'm like, "Oh, that's weird that that's there." And you pointed it out to me, and I pretty much knew that he stole it and like left it there
Felt
for
bad.
me. Yeah.
Or just borrowed it, I guess. And
Yeah, he just borrowed it. He was tired of playing Shadowgate for some reason. My mom used to go to the laundromat because we didn't have a washer or dryer in our apartment. And every time we went there, however long it takes to do laundry, what, an hour and a half, they had a Ninja Turtle arcade. It was like that was the only arcade they had.
Yeah.
So I used to just play it, and yeah, I used to go crazy with it. My mom would give me like $5 in quarters or something. She'd give me like 50 cents, and then I'd like come back to her and like come back to her. So she used to end up giving me like a couple bucks. But later on, I started playing in the arcade. When I got a little bit older, every birthday party I had was at the Milford Amusement Center with Q-Zar. We'd go play Q-Zar, and my mom would, tell the kids that were coming, tell their parents to toss some money, and I think we'd each go with like 10 bucks in quarters and just have a lot of fun. And Turtles, always play Turtles. I mean, it's kind of like the ultimate arcade. It's like the best arcade ever made that I can remember from my life.
Right.
You know, if you could have one arcade, get your favorite one. You can have up to 4 people playing, so it's all good with friends, gets everybody together, and they get really excited about playing it.
Yeah.
And everybody gets together. The biggest argument you have is who gets the pizza. And with unlimited tokens, like it's not even a fight.
Michelangelo is a party dude.
You know, I had looked on OfferUp and Craigslist and stuff at arcades. Originally my first step was years and years and years ago looking this up on eBay, and it was like $800 at the time, and this is like 15 years ago, and I'm like, oh my god, that's so much money. Now they're $2,200. Maybe people aren't buying it for that much, but people are trying to sell it for that much. So I was like, oh, that's not going to happen. I'm not going to buy a new one or a rebuilt one. I'm going to have to make one myself.
Right.
But then Chris was lucky enough to, I bumped into him at Elephant's Trunk one morning, and I said, hey man, I'm really thinking about building a Ninja Turtles arcade. I was ready to take any cabinet. I would have turned it into a mock Turtles cabinet. I would have made anything a Turtles cabinet. But he's like, hey, I have an old cabinet that used to be a Konami 4-player cabinet. I was like, oh man, that's awesome. Gave me a killer deal on it, and then I saved. And board was the big purchase. That was the most costly of all the parts, but then everything's been piece by piece since there. The hardest part was easily the matching purple stick and purple buttons. The original one had like a lighter violet, and the company's out of business. They don't make it anymore. The company that made it stocked the websites with it, but they all sold out of their back stock. So I had to like really dig and match and order multiple pieces and try and get those to coordinate. And learning how to wire a JAMA harness was a learning process. But I got a good tip that you separate every single player 1 wires, player 2 wires, power wires, video wires. Once you get those into bundles, you can figure out where to put everything.
And then you said, well, you were cleaning up the original arcade. you actually came across the
original art. Yeah, it was under there. It was half ripped off, so it was like, well, it was like a third ripped off, and the rest was on there. And yeah, you could, when I peeled the black vinyl that was on top of here under the plexiglass, it was an old Turtles one. It was pretty crazy.
So it was meant to be, essentially.
Yeah, I knew it was Turtles when I saw the one speaker, because that was the only mono Konami cabinet that they did that was 4 players besides some football game or something.
Yeah.
Or some wrestling, I don't know what it was, but everything after that, Simpsons, Turtles in Time, was all stereo. She's been pretty supportive about it. I mean, you know, I don't know. She hasn't had too many issues. We've played it a few times, so that helps, you know.
Loser makes dinner.
Yeah, exactly. No, she'll make it because it'll taste better that way. Go on OfferUp, type in arcade. Go on Craigslist, type in arcade. There's so many arcade cabinets that people are selling for cheap. I see ones, you know, Neo Geo cabinets for like $5 to $100 on OfferUp. You know, it's like send them an offer of 3, get down to $450. You know, start with something, and yeah, it doesn't have to be an original cabinet. You can put a JAMA board and a harness and pretty much whatever you want. Start with something, and then if you need to later and you find that dream 4-player Konami cabinet, turn the other one into a MAME cabinet. And get a real header. People put the 2003 Turtles up there. It looks so silly. I don't understand why you go through all that time to redo an arcade and then make it look wrong. I don't know. So they'll do one that's half original Turtles, half Turtles in Time. One side of it original art, one side Turtles in Time
like
art.
that, yeah.
That's cool. Like, I'm totally down with that. Control panel, maybe the same thing. You can go on these websites and just design your own art. You just put it into GIMP or Photoshop if you have it, and you know, just make your own thing. So I like that idea more than just like some weird, like, you know, 2012 CG Turtles. Let's like Booyakasha.
Yeah, make it your own, essentially. Put your own taste and style into it.
Do the opposite of that. Make it original. Yeah.
Perfect. Well guys, I hope you'd enjoy that. I'm still a big Turtle fan, and I still even have my original pizza thrower. I used to set this bad boy up and shoot the pizzas and knock everyone down. It's a little dusty though. Let me know in the comments down below though who your favorite Ninja Turtle is. I think I'm gonna have to go with Donatello, the tech-savvy one. As always guys, I'm RussLyman, and I'll see you next video.